Before we begin this video, I recommend that you visit google.com and search for dinadata.com. This website is a great resource for the latest updates on Dinar Guru news, all conveniently located on one page. For more information, I encourage you to visit the site.
Saleh on TV talking about the possibility of using the dinar instead of the dollar on oil sales. He's talking about how and why. Frank Sadoni is now sending people on a daily basis out to talk to you. If it's not Saleh talking to you about the monetary reform, it's Alak reminding you you're going to get purchasing power, then it's himself that comes out and tell you the project to lift the 3 zeros is still on the table. We're going to give you purchasing power like we promised you this year. Your purchasing power is coming. What were they doing in the background? They were destroying money. They didn't tell you how much money they destroyed, but they're saying they're having a problem with liquidity, a problem. To meet the need for Iraqi dinar, they're going to need money to be replaced. Could that be the new small category notes with more value? Why in the world would you go out and destroy a bunch of money? Make it into pellets for burning, when you're going to go and create new 25k notes. Does that make any sense to anybody? Do you think they built that big, huge massive building, to have more inflation and a cheaper exchange rate less than 1,310? That's what they would be doing. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Central banks' inability to meet the needs of Iraq dinars, which may force an increase in issued monetary mass. They didn't say dollars, they said the need for dinar. Why would they need to have dinar? Remember, they've been bringing in 25k notes because they're doing electronic. All that money that comes in gets credited on cards. They've been absorbing cash. Question: are they waiting on the election to release the RV? Marks: I was always told it was not election related. Guess we will find out though. The World Court receives disputes, and seeks resolution, between nations. The details are insignificant. The RV is slated to move forward now. All the calls for Alak to leave his post, they came at him all week last week. But guess what, he's still in his position. When they treated his incompetence, it's obvious they have an agenda. They've been trying to get him gone for over a year and haven't been able to. It's obvious the US Fed and al-Sudani feel it's not necessary, or they would have probably done it already. Iraqi researcher Karim al-Bodda confirmed today, Tuesday, that Iraq does not have a sovereign decision in choosing important economic projects, indicating that development and the port of Aqaba were dictated by America. Al-Bodda said in a statement to Al-Maluma agency, the development path is an American attempt to dwarf Iraq in the region, while Iraq is the beating heart of the world and the strategic road linking Asia and Europe, noting that the profits that come from the development path will return to Iraq with only $1 billion annually, according to a statement by the Minister of Transport, while the Silk Road will generate many times this amount if implemented. He continued, the Sudanese government sold the port and the railways in partnership with 3 other countries so that the Gulf countries would benefit from American dictates. He pointed out that giving the Aqaba pipeline, and exporting Iraqi oil to an unknown desert is also a decision to support Jordan's close relationship with America. Al-Fatah Alliance member Ali al-Fatlawi had said earlier that American interventions in Iraq were behind the agreement on the development path and the abandonment of the Silk Road. The Parliamentary Finance Committee confirmed, on Tuesday, that the investigation committee is continuing into the circumstances of tampering with the budget tables and the CD, noting that the government has begun working with the tables voted on by the House of Representatives. Committee member Muin al-Kazemi said in a statement to Al-Maluma agency, the investigation committee formed by the Parliamentary Finance Committee, which is related to tampering with the budget tables sent by the government to Parliament and which were voted on, is still ongoing. noting that the investigation was conducted with the Secretary General of the Council of Representatives and the Director of the Office of the Speaker of the Council of Representatives. He added, "The government has started working with the schedules voted on by the House of Representatives, not those sent by the House. Information indicates that there is a difference in the numbers of more than 10 trillion added to the original budget of 211 trillion dinars, while economic expert Bassem Anton considered in a previous statement to Al-Maluma that tampering with the budget tables is a dangerous matter, considering that final accounts are not submitted." A report by the American magazine Forbes, specialized in economic affairs, confirmed on Tuesday that the American government and multinational companies are working to accelerate efforts to dominate the Iraqi energy sector under the new Iraqi Prime Minister, who supports the business to make Iraq energy independent by 2030.